Mank is directed by David Fincher and stars Gary Oldman and is about the making of one of the most famous movies ever made, Citizen Kane. Now, if you know me, you know I love David Fincher. Zodiac and Seven are some of my favorite movies of all time, as long as Gone Girl. But all three of those movies are incredible, and David Fincher just has an eye for film, and he's great at what he does, and I love almost every single one of his movies. And I'm also a huge fan of the movie this is based off of, Citizen Kane. I adore Citizen Kane for a lot of reasons, including a lot of film theory reasons. So going into Mank, I was extremely excited knowing that my boy Gary Oldman was in it, and judging from The Darkest Hour and the Dark Knight trilogy and everything Gary Oldman's been in, this was a movie that I was extremely looking forward to, solely because of the concept and the character and the actor and the director involved. I was so pumped for this film. And I was lucky enough to see it 20 days early, and I'm here to give you a review and my honest thoughts about Mank. This is my favorite movie of the entire year. I can't hold it in. Guys, Mank is incredible. It's a masterpiece. This is a type of film that I've wanted to see in theaters for such a long, long time. Ever since, I'd say about 8th grade, I've been wanting to see a Citizen Kane-like film in theaters, or even Citizen Kane itself, because of the black and white style and the type of filmmaking that we were dealing with. One of my favorites is To Kill a Mockingbird. That is one of my favorite films of all time in general. So I was really excited to see the style of filmmaking being brought to the big screen again. Black and white is super stylistic, even though it was used all the time back then. But I still feel like there is a certain spark to it that films nowadays are kind of missing. Let me talk about the acting. My God, give Gary Oldman a fucking Oscar. He was fantastic in this film. He did everything right. He portrayed Mankiewicz as this really kind, sweet, loving soul, but who has his problems, who has an alcohol addiction, who feels like he keeps putting himself and others in danger with this studio, and it feels like he's really bringing a lot of emotion to this performance, very subtly. This is a very reserved person. He was a very reserved person in real life. The way they touch on the pre-production of Citizen Kane is so well done. This was pre-production hell. It was fucking awful, and people were given the wrong credit, including Mank. I'm just going to call him Mank, because I have the same problem. I was talking to my friend Patrick the other day, and I actually kind of have the same problem he does. I don't really know how to properly pronounce his actual name. But Mank was not given the proper writing credit for Citizen Kane. He was the main writer. But in the end, he got his credit, not full credit, but he got his credit as co-writer. And in this film is able to point out basically everything I have wrong with studios, and basically why sometimes studios really get in the way of a vision, really get in the way of how people work together. It can really pull people apart and have them do things that they wouldn't even normally do, or even dig them deep into this hole of depression and alcoholism, as you see with Mank throughout the entire film. The way they build that is really, really great. And not only to say that Gary Oldman is great in the film, everyone is great in the film. Everyone does such a fantastic job. I will make sure to put all the actors and actresses' name down in the description, so make sure to go all give them love as well. And the way David Fincher directs this film is amazing. This movie looks like it came straight out of the 60s, and that is amazing. That David Fincher did such an amazing job directing this movie, and credit to the production team as well. Everyone did such a fantastic job. The DP did a great job, but David Fincher, his direction is so clear, it's so poignant. You understand what he's doing from the get-go, and from those opening credits, you already know what this movie is going to be like. I will say, this movie is not for everyone. Just like Citizen Kane is not for everyone. This movie can be pretty slow at times, but what kept it interesting for me was the constant amazing writing and dialogue that came from the script. It was so good, and this movie went by for me. This movie felt very fast-paced to me, and I don't know why. I don't exactly know if it's because I'm just such a sucker for old production design or anything like that, but this movie came by because it does have very snappy dialogue and very fast sequences, but what kept it interesting to me was how connected I got with the characters, and that's not really something you see a lot these days in film. I got really, really emotionally connected to Mank, which when a film is able to do that, that especially a real historical figure, that is amazing. And that's exactly what happened with me in The Darkest Hour. Same thing here with Mank. I actually think it does it even better. This movie just floored me. It was everything I wanted it to be and much, much more. And I'm so lucky I got to see it 20 days early. Thank you, Megaplex, for giving me the opportunity to watch it 20 days early. That was such an incredible experience. This is a movie that I do suggest seeing in theaters as well, but as you know, that's probably not going to happen with the pandemic. Plus, it's coming out to Netflix on December 10th, so please mark your calendars. This is a movie you're going to want to watch on December 10th, like immediately, like 12 a.m. When that fucking hand reaches the 12, you're gonna watch this movie, guys. I have nothing else to say about it. This review is already very long, probably one of my longest. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna give Mank an A+. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this review. Make sure to stay tuned for my Freaky review. Didn't really want to talk about that yet because I just wanted to get this Mank review out of the way and done. But until then, I will see you in the next video.